Welcome to Plan Brotherhood, everybody. Thanks for listening. We're back to the intro. My name is PJ. I'm joined here by my brother Nick.
Hi.
Hi, Nick. Oh, you look good. I like that black thing you're wearing.
Thank you.
And we have a guest tonight, which is kind of the reason for this formal introduction. Matt, introduce yourself to all of our listeners.
Hi, I'm Matt.
No, I mean individually, our listeners.
All right, so first I'd like to introduce myself to Margaret. Hi, Margaret. I'm Matt.
Let's see, Kelly.
Kelly, hello. I'm Matt.
Say hi to Haley.
Haley, hello. I'm Matt.
Our cousin Daniel and Chico.
Okay, cousins Daniel and Chico, hello. I'm Matt.
That's about it. That's all our listeners.
Matt comes from the very popular, very successful Movie Guys podcast, themovieguyspodcast.com.
Which you can view online at themovieguyspodcast.com.
Yeah.
How's
the show going?
It's going wonderfully.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys are way further in than us. 34 episodes? 35?
34 tonight, yeah.
Nice.
But you used to have a different show before that, right? Force 5.
That was just the name of our studio, but we didn't have a name, actually, before the Movie Guys podcast. We would just kind of change the name every week. And we still kind of do that for the show title, but yeah.
But still, not for the URL. That gets really confusing.
Right. That would then no one would find us, and there would be a whole different, like, two people less would see us every week.
And by we, you have a co-host. You're not flying solo.
Yeah,
can?
He's actually a robot.
Although if you want to fly solo, I don't think that's necessarily.
He's
a bad
robot.
idea.
You built like a
I built
Twilight Zone.
I built a robot.
Well,
no, I use a little more advanced technology than cardboard, but he's a robot.
Is it like the machine that makes Stefan Urkel?
No, it's not at all like that at all. But thank you for the reference. No, he's a robot. And I've been having trouble with his programming lately, but for the most part, he says what I want him to say and does what I want him to do, and makes himself look bad for me and makes me look better. So
yeah,
it works out pretty well.
Is that how it works on the show? Sidekick?
Yeah, kind of.
So he's an ass clown.
No, Scott's actually pretty awesome. Scott went to the same school as me and is a huge fan of movies, and so we kind of started working together, and this came out of some random stuff, and now we do this, and he does it, and I do it, and it's all good.
I know this is a weird question because he's not here, but what is Scott's favorite movie of all time?
August Rush.
August Rush.
Without hesitation, August Rush.
Robin Williams, correct?
He hates that movie so much. In fact, he refers to it as August Rush Out and Kill Myself. He wanted to gouge his eyes out. He felt about that movie as I feel about The Blindness, which we'll get into later.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys do the vidcast.
Yeah, all full video.
Yeah.
Which is really offensive to most viewers, having to look at us all the time. It's one thing to have to listen to us, but then you have to look at us too. I
remember you guys had already been going when me and PJ decided that we were going to start a show. And you were pushing for the video podcast.
I love the video podcast because it allows us to do
a
lot
nice
more visual humor.
Relax,
it is cool. I'm actually sitting here naked right now, I'm drinking a PBR and smoking out of a hookah, which is a whole new experience for me on a podcast. So I'm kind of cool.
God,
I know.
I love it.
It's pretty awesome. And then there's like this chick standing next to me dressed like Slave Girl Leia, fanning me with a palm frond. It's pretty cool. You guys have it easy. I like it.
Yeah, I know. Those are seedless grapes, by the way.
Thank you.
Did they have seeds around here?
Did they have palm fronds on Tattoo? Is that where Slave Leia was?
Tatooine? That made me sound like a bigger nerd than I already am. Everybody already knows.
We
it's
both
okay.
jumped to the nerdy reference.
Yeah, no, we're like, it's Tatooine, jerk. Get it right. As I push my glasses back up.
Welcome to the Star Wars podcast. Fuck Jar Jar, right, guys?
Yeah.
Is that fuckjarjars.com?
Yeah.
I just found a shiv in your house, and I might use it here.
Oh, yeah, that's a bowl scraper.
It is a bowl scraper.
It's not
like pot.
It's not meth bowl, so...
It just smells like weed.
We don't talk about pot on the show because it is still technically illegal.
I'm not saying you guys smoke it. I'm just saying you might have found this on the street somewhere.
Legalized pot.
Thought that
brought
it
back
cool.
in with us.
You're like, wow, I could shiv someone with this.
PJ and I were watching Cops today before you got here.
I love Cops.
Oh, I love it too. And for this exact reason, because everybody... they get pulled out of the car, and they always lie. And do you have anything on you? Do you have anything in the compartment?
Nothing, no.
No, nothing at all. Meanwhile, who carries syringes anyway? I've never had a syringe in my car.
I've never owned a syringe, personally.
Me neither.
And what we watched was like a cop special, like Syringe Saturday or something.
I know.
Every car.
Every single segment, yeah. Uh-oh, this guy's got an expired tab. And then they pull him over. And
a bag
must have been filmed in
Yakima.
Drug capital of the world.
This, of course, is not the Cops podcast, nor is it the Movie Guys podcast.
Thank God.
We're going to rip you off for one episode and talk about movies. This is our movie-themed episode. What do you say we start with a little bit of the Leonard Maltin game?
Let's do it.
Pause for theme music. Okay.
Theme music.
I like that song. Okay, so the Leonard Maltin game is a game that Doug Benson and Brian Posehn made up. It's on the
We're recording. You're texting.
the Doug Benson I Love Movies podcast. We read out of Leonard Maltin's 2008 video yearbook. The year first, the cast from bottom to top.
Most obscure to least obscure. Again, I mean, for the first time, I will yell out PB. You will out MG.
Okay. So does that mean I'm reading the first movie?
Yes.
Apparently, that's what the means.
PB stands for Planned Brotherhood. I don't know if you're familiar. We have a show.
I thought it stood for peanut butter. Good luck.
All right, guys.
Year, please. PJ, can I have the year?
The year's 1992.
Can I have the year? Singles.
Last name on the list.
You had to buzz in, asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Jude Cicolella.
Oh, that's helpful.
Let's move along.
Bruce Altman from Matchstick Men and Regarding Henry.
I know who that guy is. Yeah. Is it Matchstick Men?
No.
Regarding
92.
Henry.
Okay, Jonathan Pryce. No?
No.
Kevin Spacey.
1992. Glengarry Glen Ross. Oh, God, I keep forgetting to buzz in.
Oh, you got to buzz in.
And I'm
buzz
wrong
in,
anyway.
buzz in, Matt.
I'm wrong anyway.
I'm going to buzz in. How do I do it?
MG.
MG.
What's your
It's
guess?
K-Pax.
No.
1992?
Matt, say Glengarry Glen Ross.
It's Glengarry Glen Ross.
Is it?
It's Glengarry.
Oh, absolutely.
Fuck you
It's
guys.
absolutely Glengarry
Just 'cause
Glen
I forgot
Ross.
to buzz in.
Well, yeah, points for the movie guy.
So what do we buzz
That's a
in?
legit win, movie guy.
That's damn straight it is.
How do we buzz in when the movie guys reading? We say
It doesn't matter if you win by intro or
I'm going to
mile.
yell PJ's a fag. I don't know what you're going to yell.
PBPJ.
I can fucking see both of you. Just raise your hand, and I'll call on someone. Oh, wait, that doesn't work for our...
Well,
it works for our blind viewers.
if we're just
They
putting it up
can't
against
see us
each
anyway.
other, then how about we just yell it out if we know it?
All right, yeah. It's
Okay.
hard not
I'm going
to
to
do
search through
that.
this book right now. Hold on. It's amazing.
Right.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
I was born.
That sounded
ready.
really gay, Nick. I'm so ready.
To be fair, my dick is in your ass.
You're right. At least it's under my mouth. Otherwise, I'm going to play this game. A little to the left. Okay.
Year first.
The year is 2006.
Can I
love
get
it
the
already.
year, please?
Let me paint you a little picture. It was 2006.
In a world.
In a world.
Oh,
Okay,
R.I.P.
first-
R.I.P.
first-
Huh, everybody?
Are you going to
Nick,
fucking listen to my thing or what?
I like Nick's Don LaFontaine.
I quit already.
LaFontaine. I think it's good. No, don't take your thumb out of that.
While
book.
I
Don't
have the
lose your
mic to
space.
myself for a second. In a world.
Not so good. Round two. Not so good.
No? No? All right.
No.
All right, back to what we were fucking doing to begin with. You guys are assholes. I don't even know why I want to come on this show. If it wasn't for the free beer and like awesome hot chicks that
Hey,
you're giving
speaking
me.
of free beer,
Freebeerpodcast.com.
those are our friends. Free beer.
Oh yeah, free beer
Yeah,
podcast.
it's an actual name of a podcast.
Oh, I'll probably not watch it, but
No,
actually,
you wouldn't.
I'll
We're
try.
not all
Our
video.
friends who we've never met and whose wedding we wouldn't be invited to. But friends.
you know. Do you guys want to do this or not?
Yeah,
Me love free beer
2006.
long
Do you even remember what fucking year it was?
2006.
2006. Okay,
Serendipity.
2006. Here we go. Shut up. No,
That was an honest guess.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. All right. This is ridiculous. Okay, your first hint, and by hint I mean actor.
You're going from the bottom
up.
up.
I'm not fucking stupid.
Got it? I didn't think you were
Here we go.
stupid.
Richard Roundtree.
Shaft.
Mars Attacks 2.
If you're not gonna fucking be serious, then why are we playing?
Shaft is
That-
not a legit
That was
answer.
Jim Brown.
Okay, next one.
It's not Shaft? Wow. 2006. Wow.
That's not the
Yeah,
only.
he had a.
That's not the
smile.
only movie that came out that year
That's true.
with Richard Roundtree.
Are you sure about that?
I'm absolutely. I'm looking at the book right now.
Okay, keep
I'm
going.
pretty sure, unless Leonard Maltin's wrong, and we know that's not true. Brian
Gotta be.
White.
Don't know. Go ahead.
Nick, go ahead. Okay. You have to fucking say something. People can't see you nodding.
That's what the thumbs up was for.
The nod and thumbs up is somehow audible together.
If you do them both, it works. Okay, next one. This should give it away, actually.
Excellent.
Emily Day Ravine.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Damn it! It is the Hills Have
No,
Eyes.
it's
isn't
not.
it?
It's not.
She's in another movie.
Wow. You guys,
Lost the movie.
I'm gonna win
Wait a
this,
minute.
this round.
Have I not seen Lost the movie?
You
Does
only,
it have all
you
the
only
answers?
get one guess per
I know,
person.
I know.
You better get ready, Nick. He's gonna know
Yeah.
it.
All right.
Next, Megan Good.
No, he
I
doesn't
don't know
know.
who that is.
Noah
but
Segan.
Go ahead.
Matt O'Leary.
Go ahead.
Noah Fleiss.
Oh,
Wait.
God.
Getting
I
closer.
know who that is. Sam from Josh and Sam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got a guess? No guess?
What was that name
Too
you
bad
said
the
before?
local.
Wait a minute.
Emily-
What was it?
the
Emily-
chick from,
got it.
Lost.
Brick.
Oh, you just
Oh.
pwned your ass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very well done.
PBPJ Brick.
Very well done. Very well done, PJ.
Ryan Johnson.
Nicely done. Good film.
Yeah, it is really great. One of the
I'm
good
looking forward
movies
to.
I own.
his new film.
Yeah, I kind of am. The Brothers Bloom. It
Brothers
looks.
Bloom, yeah.
It looks bizarre. God, Brick is so good. Brick was my idea. I had that idea for a movie. Film noir detective story in a high school. That was mine. The year was 2005.
5.
Yes, 2005.
5.
Christopher Marquette.
5.
Sorry. 5 is not a movie.
Go ahead. Chris
You're thinking of
Makepeace.
7 that had
Chris
Brad Pitt.
Makepeace, my bodyguard.
No.
Meatballs.
You've guessed twice, both wrong.
You can't guess twice.
Guess twice on
He's
the wrong
disqualified.
actor.
He's
We're
disqualified. I
already
win.
discounting our own rules. By our rules, I mean
Imagine
no
that.
nonsense. The next name is Stephen Root. We all know him as Milton from Office Space. And every
What
Coen
year?
Brothers
05?
movie, but this is not a Coen Brothers movie. I'm giving away too much.
You're telling us everything.
The year is 2005. Stephen Root, Christopher Marquette.
Dodgeball.
Incorrect. Good guess, though.
Thank you.
I'm shaking my head at you, which means no, I don't know.
Julie Haggerty. Yeah, she's still around.
Huh, go ahead.
Chris Klein.
Say it isn't so.
Nope.
I'm shaking my head again.
Okay. Anna Faris.
Just Friends.
Correct.
Thank you.
I just want to point out that movie was irrelevant, and that's why I didn't know it.
So, everyone hang on, because I predict a roller coaster ride of a show.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Is this easier to sit through than Max Payne?
Good question.
It's easier to sit through than blindness.
Straight for the jugular.
So
I'm not gonna fuck around, dude.
I hear when it comes to blindness, it's an allegory.
What is that?
It's a metaphor for something else.
Sucking
this-
ass.
What does the blindness signify?
This
Sucking
movie,
ass? Is
this
that your-
movie is really preachy.
Oh yeah.
And the thing with this movie was that
Mark Ruffalo's in it though, right?
yeah, and he's
Sold.
great in it.
Sold.
I was sitting here. Oh, my wife was sick that day, so I was here dealing with her and Sophie. God bless them. I love them. But by the end of the night, I just really wanted to go see a movie, and I had to be at the Uptown because I wanted to get a beer at Sports Center first.
Uptown is the most rundown theater of the rundown theaters in Yakima.
Right.
I
Yeah.
refer to it regularly as the Dirt Theater.
But there's a nice bar
It's always
across
the
the parking
trashiest
lot.
movies there, yeah?
Yeah.
And
Blindness was there, and I go to see it, and I was running pretty late after I went and stopped for a beer, and I was pretty scared of like, oh, where am I going to sit? Because my leg always hurts, so I'm going to have to get up, and I'm going to have to walk around, and I hate sitting next to people. And
cut to.
the previews had already started, and I walk in, I'm like, great, now it's going to be pitch black, and there's no one in the theater. It's the only time I've ever been completely alone in the theater, and I'm instantly going to love that movie.
There's a good reason for that.
So you two have seen it. I haven't seen it.
and
You're for it or against it?
Oh, I loved it.
Really?
I
would.
For the right
guess.
reasons, though?
I don't know.
Well, if you like gratuitous rape and horrible concepts,
Is
that
there
don't
really?
make any sense.
It was a
Only 3 times.
breakdown of civilization movie. I mean,
Julianne Moore was raped? I'm
But
sorry.
here's the thing though.
I need
Yeah,
a visual.
yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing though. Like, I understand the breakdown of civilization thing, and that's totally acceptable.
it
but
was such a
the whole
preachy
civilization was like still there, and there were only a small number of people who were suffering from this at first. And so instead of actually like trying to, cure it or figure out what was happening, they just dumped them all in this room and left them there. And then if they
Right.
tried to leave, they just shot them all. So it was like,
movie. With
Where were the
terrible
doctors?
conditions,
Where
and
were the-
obviously that was but it seemed to take place like in another world. Like it wasn't America.
right? I noticed
It
that
was
it wasn't
totally
any specific
America,
company
but,
or
yeah.
country.
So they never stated where they were? It was
Like
ambiguous?
the presidential character was referred to as minister.
right,
And
but
it was
wasn't,
Sandra Oh.
and it looked kind of European. A lot of
Sandra
small
Oh
Sandra
had
Oh.
cars.
She's
Sandra
got my vote. That's my throwaway vote for this election.
She had 2 lines in this movie, one of which being, "My fellow citizens, like so many of you, I have gone blind."
Yeah.
From the trailer, and that's really the movie that made me, the line that made me want to see that movie.
Oh, wow.
But Gail Garcia Bernal is great in it. The King of Ward 3.
I couldn't get around. I love Mark Ruffalo. He's an awesome actor. I couldn't get around.
What's the movie that sold you on Mark Ruffalo, if you don't mind this tangent?
Hey, I got a question for you. What
I
main?
just asked the question.
Sorry, what mainstream movie? Sorry, and I'm going to keep going. What mainstream movie has Mark Ruffalo been in? Someone was like,
Zodiac.
There you go. 13
13
going on
going on
30.
30. Good
Zodiac. Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any. I kept saying like,
Oh, and he's in Collateral, I believe. Yeah,
Is he?
he's definitely in Collateral.
oh,
That was mainstream.
In the Cut.
Michael Mainstream Man directed it.
The only thing I could think of was come on.
You Can Count on Me.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
that was his defining role, as far as I'm concerned.
And then I kept wanting to say Signs because he was originally supposed to be in that.
Oh yeah, he
It was
was.
Joaquin instead.
Yeah, it was Joaquin instead. Also, the case with Brother Bear. Is that correct?
yeah, it was
can't
an
believe
ear
you just said
infection.
I mean,
but,
I've known you for a long time, but I still can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, we have known you a long time, Matt.
but
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Oh,
I'm
man.
doing
Are
wonderful,
we done
actually.
talking about blindness?
No, we can
Please,
be.
can we be?
We can be
No.
because if we don't, it's gonna.
I
That's
haven't
gonna be the
seen
whole
it.
show.
Well, no. Don't forget about the snip.
What about the end of the movie when, spoiler alert, no one's going to see this movie anyway?
Trust me, don't want to see it.
Although we
Don't-
do know
don't
that no
see
one
it.
has seen it yet. But eventually,
There's a blind joke in there somewhere, right? Somebody jump on it.
There was one.
I gave you the
decent,
premise.
there was one decent blind joke that made me laugh.
There's a blind
talking
joke in the
about?
movie?
Yeah, there was
That
one
seems
decent blind
offensive.
joke when he starts singing the Stevie Wonder song.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was actually pretty important.
Gail Garcia Bernal.
Yeah, that was good.
But when they go back and they're, like I say, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but when they're out of the quarantine and just everyone is on their own in the streets. I mean, there's no electricity. I mean, just everything's done and over with. It's kind of like I read Cormac McCarthy's The Road the next day, and it made me think of that. Like, it was just over.
That book
It was
stars
done.
Viggo Mortensen, right?
That's true.
Okay, now here's the thing though.
The kid in that book, a little bit of an overactor. A little too many exclamation points.
That's hard to come across on a written page.
But Matt, what about that? When like Julianne Moore, who could see like all this food that like no one else could find, and they were
Okay.
starving to death.
First of all,
but
No
but
idea
then
what's going on.
she had to go into a cellar and
Well,
she
let
broke
me-
the light bulb,
let me-
so she was blind. You know what I mean? It's not so easy, is it? And she had
and then
little
she randomly
matches.
found matches somewhere. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. They just like appeared. They're like magic matches.
And then
Now here's the thing though, like the concept behind the movie wasn't a bad concept, and it was actually kind of interesting. And as the film began, the opening scene was actually pretty good and interesting.
yeah.
But then like the way things were dealt with,
She was great. I don't like Julianne Moore, but especially
I'm not
in
a big
those
fan of her really
opening
either.
scenes, she
I'm
was
not
great.
either, but there are a couple movies. Boogie Nights is the one that stands out for
She's
me.
good in
She's
Boogie
great
Nights,
in that
yeah,
movie.
obviously.
When she breaks down in the courtroom, especially, I think that's a really
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
powerful scene.
she
And
played like
Magnolia,
this kind
sure.
of wild, loving, drunken wife in Blindness.
Really.
But I mean, it turns. Mark Ruffalo's got a little bit of
it
issues
was so
about
ridiculous though. Like all the things that happened. Like okay, me and Scott and I both went rounds on Doomsday.
Scott,
Neil-
co-host of the
the
Movie Guys
co-host of the Movie Guys
Podcast.com.
podcast. Yeah, right. Shameless plug. Which
That's
you'll
what
be
we do
hearing-
here.
You'll be hearing more of those as we go. No, but he hated Doomsday. I like Doomsday, and he didn't agree with the way that society broke down in
I'm
that
sorry.
movie either.
What's Doomsday?
I believe that's another like quarantine type
kind of
thing.
Oh,
like-
right.
quarantine,
They
right,
quarantined
right.
Scotland because of a disease, or whatever, and then they find that there are actually still people living there, and they've
Gotcha.
created a new society, and part of the society has become totally anarchist and like freaky and like cannibalistic, and we argued about it a lot. Well, the social breakdowns in that movie actually like made sense to me. I can see
Yeah.
those things happening, but the social breakdowns in this one, while in some ways making sense, didn't play out in any logical fashion at all. Like they were so ridiculous.
yeah.
I couldn't even. And then it seemed like the director had this really big obsession with like sex, because there was a lot of ridiculous sex unnecessarily.
Are we still talking
How
about?
do you mean?
talking
You
about
mentioned a
blindness.
rape
We're
scene,
talking
but
about
just
blindness.
gratuitous sex, or
Well, the first sex scene
'Cause
with
if
Mark
so, I'm
Ruffalo
there.
and the girl was fine, but then the
We
rape
kinda
stuff
talking
was.
out of your mic a little.
I'm
Like
sorry,
that.
I'll stand like this.
You're doing the Joey
I
Gladstone.
don't.
Hello.
I don't.
hey, BJ, cut it out.
Yeah, cut it out. I just made the hand gesture in case you guys can't see that. It was pretty badass.
What were we gonna say? The first sex scene.
The first one with Mark Ruffalo was actually.
We're talking about the first one in the cut, right? With Meg Ryan, because I've already masturbated to that.
Okay, well, I'm sure you probably
Blindness isn't on DVD yet. I can't.
I masturbate to.
Oh, I was
Harry Met
alone in
Sally,
the
actually.
theater. Really?
Orgasm
So you
scene,
could've-
obviously.
Nice.
did. Pulled a Paul Rubin.
Yeah.
No, I just the whole scene, the whole concept about when they take over the War 3 and they start like rationing out the food themselves to everybody else. I couldn't get my mind around the idea that she could see and
Exactly.
and she wouldn't do anything all the way to the point of when they said okay, and then the thing was like, well, bring us
she
all your
got
valuables.
raped. She got raped by a blind guy
By
because she
the-
didn't want to blow her cover.
First of all, how do you get
How
raped by a
how-
blind guy?
How
Seems like
ridic-
you can avoid
no,
that.
Here's the
She-
thing.
she's
here's the
pretending to
thing.
be blind.
Listen, this is the important thing. Ward 3, they decide that they're rationing the food. They take it all because for whatever reason they can find it. 'cause they're
Ward
blind.
3 of 3. So
Ward 3 of 3, yeah.
They're in charge of 2 other
Ward
wards.
3, host of Basement Boys.
Yeah, that's right.
So at first they're like, bring us all your valuables and we'll give you food because valuables are pretty important when you're blind
and in quarantine.
and in quarantine. So then like a couple days later, like, well,
but that's the thing though. He was just abusing power. He was just
right, and I get,
an
I totally,
insane
I
person.
get that, but it seemed like a really gratuitous.
This is Gail Garcia Bernal.
situation. You're right. You have a
Of
mad
bad
crush
education,
on
right?
right now.
I've never seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
Was
Well,
he the one in
Rush.
Science of Sleep?
Was he in Babel?
Was he in Science of Sleep? Is my question.
Babel?
Answer my question first.
I believe he was in The Science of Sleep.
Okay.
Babel?
What you're saying?
Yes, you are.
Oh, Babel. I was thinking BABBLE.
No.
No,
That's a
different.
Jerry Lewis movie.
That's
I
totally
don't know if you
different.
guys have ever
I don't
heard
think
of
he was in that.
it.
He'd have been like negative 3 years old. No, but then after the valuable situation was over, they're like, okay, well, we now have all the things of yours that are valuable, so now we'll take women for food.
Yeah, if you want food,
You have to send us
Send
your
us
women,
your
and then the
women.
women all
Oh,
go like
wow.
they go voluntarily.
And
This
Mark
movie sounds
Ruffalo-
horribly depraved.
Mark
it
Ruffalo.
is very depraved.
Mark Ruffalo, who's trying to be like the leader or whatever, and he knows his wife can see.
Right.
Why would any of the? And she's got weapons.
Right? She has a what would she have?
She had a pair of scissors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's
Wouldn't
blind.
call that a weapon necessarily.
When everybody else is blind and you're not,
and he said-
anything's a weapon.
Good point,
Just push
good
them
point.
over.
And he sends her off to.
No, she voluntarily goes.
Yeah, that's true.
And
But he wanted
not
her
only
to
does
go.
she get raped in general, she gets raped by the leader of the other thing.
Yeah.
It was just ludicrous. And then like,
And I thought right there she was gonna put the scissors through his neck.
right, she should have. But she left them behind and went and got some action.
Yeah. What the? Why would she do that?
It was a ridiculous film.
I
And
was
then,
like- I
when
was
they're
like, there's
outside of
no way-
quarantine and they're out. This is one of my favorite parts in the whole movie.
Yeah.
So you guys
Well,
seem to be in
Check this out.
agreement.
Check this out. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
Okay.
So she finds some food, right? And there's kind of a mob as they realize she's carrying stuff trying to attack her, and they
She
run.
fights
Right?
off, like,
her and
10
Mark
guys.
Ruffalo run away, and so he's of course like holding on to her so he doesn't get lost. And then they stop, like they're blocks from where they started, and he goes, "I have to go back for the coats.
Yeah.
I need the coats. Oh, we have to find the coats." So he runs off, blind,
Yeah.
and somehow finds his way back to where the coats were.
He picked up like a windshield wiper and was using it as a cane.
Something, and then he comes back with the coats, and I'm like, "Wow, you're pretty good to be." And then they reunite with the people who they lost like 20 minutes ago.
They didn't lose him. They left
It
him in
sounds
that building.
They left them
Captivating.
behind. Then they randomly find each other again. They're like, "Oh," and
And
then
then-
they dance in the rain.
And then they go to their house. They find their house. They go to it, and they have millions of cans of olives, and they
Right.
live happily ever after.
As a new family, and Danny Glover's in it, and that sells the whole movie.
Danny Glover's getting some action in that movie too. He had a little
That's
romance
right.
with
He
the
did.
French
A budding
lady.
romance with the hottie.
Man with eye patch. And,
Danny Glover, man with eye patch.
Is that the
Wow.
name of the movie? I'm confused. What's that reference?
That's the name of his character. in-
That's
Oh.
Lethal Weapon
That's his
5.
Oh,
credit.
nobody has character names. I think I heard that, right? It's doctor or patient.
Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
Yeah.
It is incredibly true.
Oh, you've
Wow.
got the review pulled up there, huh? What? Can you tell me really quick? Just 1 out of 4 stars. What did Roger Ebert give that? 1.5.
And you know what I
One
gave it on
and
the
a
show? If anybody watched that show, we do a 1 to 10 scale, and
Yeah.
I tried to break the scale, but Scott would not allow it. He was very adamant that the scale could not be broken because there are rules in the podcasting world.
Like
that
you
we-
wanted to give it an 11?
I wanted to give it a negative.
You want to give a
something.
Spinal Tap
I
shout
did.
out?
I did, and he's like, "No, you can't." So I said, "Okay." Well,
Why
can
would
we
you give it
zero?
a
He said
negative
no.
something if you liked even one scene in
I didn't
the
like
movie?
any scenes in the movie.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You
the whole thing was ridiculous.
sarcastically said you liked the scene where he ran off and got the coat.
I take that
Had
back.
been
The
blind
very-
for 50
I take that back.
years
The
and-
very first scene of the film, the opening scene of the film,
Yeah, you
was
did
interesting.
mention that.
That
yeah.
was cool. But then it just instantly degraded into like a really artsy fartsy, like I'm gonna make cool like white shots, and then the scene where she does go find
But
the food in the
see-
dark was literally tell me if this isn't true, was literally like almost a minute or two long in pure black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's for tone, guys.
Yeah.
Director
Oh,
knew what he was
it was
doing.
heavy on that, but it was heavy on that in even that first scene. It was doing close-ups of
It
the
was retarded.
traffic lights and stuff like that. And to me, it just set the tone. I was like, okay, and I had already read, like, I went on Rotten Tomatoes while deciding to see that movie, and it got awful reviews.
It's so
But
bad.
and
you,
someone
anyway, I
said,
remember you were texting me before you went. You're like, I'm going to see Blindness, and it's going to be terrible. well,
but-
before you sat down and watched it.
and I didn't walk out really loving it, but I definitely want to see it again. I can't
Really,
wait to come out on
really,
DVD.
because everybody else I've heard, even the people that defend it, they don't necessarily want to see it again.
I really want to. I want to like watch it with someone. I was describing it to my wife. I think she'd like it.
Really,
Maybe I'm not.
That's
sure.
kind of disturbing.
Oh, well.
Which is probably why
she's
you're
got a
here.
big thing for Mark Ruffalo
Mark Ruffalo's awesome. You know.
and a handsome fellow. Let's just throw it out there.
Yeah.
He's probably on my top 5. I'd
I'm
say.
jealous of his
Huh?
voice. Is that weird? I love his voice.
I love his voice too.
It's kind of weird
Especially
coming
in
from a
You Can
guy
Count
who,
on Me.
who
Yeah.
who only like talks.
I have to recommend that you see You Can Count. Have you seen You Can Count on Me? Matthew Broderick and Laura Linney also.
I can't say that I have. It sounds
Oh,
like a gay
it's
chick flick.
excellent. It's excellent.
No,
Mark Ruffalo
it's
is
not.
amazing
What's it
in
called?
that movie. You Can Count on Me.
What was that? What was the director of that movie?
Kenneth Lana, I want to
Yeah,
say.
and then he did another one. It was Kenneth
He's-
something. Kenneth.
I think he does
Logan.
plays mostly, but that was his first translation to screen.
He did another movie. I
and
can't
it kind of
remember.
screams play to me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very character based, but it's
Which isn't a bad thing, really.
Put it right on the top of that Netflix queue. Not just you, everybody.
All of you out there.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
I burped in the microphone. I'm a filth.
You guys ready for a little 2 out of 3?
We are.
These are 3
I just
movie
spoke for you.
trivia questions.
I'm ready.
Deputy, how do you feel?
I'm focused.
All right, guys.
Is that what you call it?
I fact checked these. These are 3 trivia questions.
Okay.
It's called 2 out of 3. The rules are in the title.
Now, wait a minute. What do these questions entail? What?
Oh, you'll see.
What
I'll
do
give
we
you
have
the
to
first
know
one.
about? Okay.
He's trying to be mysterious.
It's all-encompassing movie trivia. It's very random.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Wait a minute. There's something we have to buzz in, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Matt, here's the situation tonight. For any game that we have, it's a matter of yelling out. You got to buzz in. So if you know the answer before PJ does, you yell MG in honor of Movie Guys. He will yell PB in honor of Playing
I think
Brotherhood.
he should yell TMG.
P.
So I got to jump on him
TMG.
for it.
That's like
PB.
4. That's a lot much more than
Yeah,
that.
you can't
No,
give him more
that's not
syllables
fair.
than you. That's unfair.
That's
Absolutely.
really unfair.
Come on,
Thank you,
guys.
Nick, for getting my back.
Isn't it fair?
I don't know why. I thought you were the co-host for a second.
you
I'm
have
very
to-
drunk.
you have
He's
to get
the
my back
movie
because-
guy.
you have to get my
I'm a
back
mere
because-
amateur.
But I am a
I
guest.
need a little
here,
jump.
So you have to give me the benefit.
All right, PB.
Okay, PB, MG. Ready?
I'm gonna fuck this up.
Okay.
I-
Remember to buzz in. I will disqualify your point.
Yeah, I will too. Okay, I'm going to make up the questions as I go. I know the questions, but I don't have them written down.
So
Okay.
you're not really making them up then if you know them already.
Name the only actor to star as James Bond only once. I said
PB.
only,
PB.
like- PB?
George Lazenby.
Yes.
That's one.
That's one.
Killing me.
What an
Game
easy
is called
question.
2 out of
Well,
3.
I know, and
2 out of 3.
Blanked. Ah,
Let's go with the second one.
Brandon would
Okay.
be so mad.
Hitchcock, Alfred Hitchcock, director of Psycho, Rear Window, and I believe Disturbia. He is known to have to make a cameo in every film. The movie Lifeboat takes place entirely on a
PB,
lifeboat.
PB,
How did
PB,
Let me
PB.
finish the
You
question.
can't. Can you do it before the question?
No, in fact, I'll say the question.
Well, you can buzz in early.
No.
These
I'm
rules
sorry.
are really just getting made up as well. Yeah.
Okay,
feel
so
like I'm being
you know
attacked.
the end of the question now. How is the cameo made? MG, you have first bet because P. went in too
No,
soon.
I'm just gonna give it to him because I don't even.
Do you know the answer?
Yeah, I know the answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
No, I'm not gonna.
Are
do
you
it.
texting the answer to somebody? This is
I
very
dare
random.
you.
I'm
I'll give you $20
No,
to give the
I
answer.
feel so attacked right
Let's
now
put the money on the table. $20 if you
I don't
know.
have
that
it.
I am going to give it to PJ.
How many different cameos? How many different ways can you make a cameo on a lifeboat if you're not one of the central characters?
Very, very, very.
Can I
very,
just
very-
answer? Is
Just
my
give him
time
the-
penalty
yeah,
over?
just do it.
He was on a
Get
fucking
him out of the-
newspaper.
Get him out of the fucking.
He was on a newspaper. That's 2 out of 3.
Get him out of the.
Yeah.
Too bad we didn't get to hear the third question because the answer was Cutthroat Island. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you guys. Have you guys seen? I know you have, BJ. Matt, have you seen the picture that leaked online of Brad Pitt in *Inglourious Bastards*, the new Tarantino
Yes,
movie?
I have.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, it's hard to tell. It's basically pretty boy Brad Pitt in camouflage. It's exactly what I expected it to look like.
It looks like Brad Pitt wearing camo.
Yeah. Sold.
More importantly, have you seen the pictures of Star Trek by J.J. Abrams?
Before we get to that, I have a question, but I do really want to talk
nobody
about.
wants
Yeah, I-
my question.
I really want
That's
to talk
all right,
about
it's
Star
okay.
Trek.
I
But
bet
why
you
is
do.
bastard spelled with an E?
I don't know. That just recently changed because it was every time it was referenced online, and the original movie that it's based on was with an A.
Yeah, it's Tarantino. I'm sure there's a reason.
You know what he should have done?
I'm
He
sure
should
there's
have
a
made it
reason
with
that I'll
a
never
U.
understand.
With
The minion knows.
With a U, guys. Bastards.
Bastards.
Okay.
Bastards.
Another question for you guys.
Okay, we gotta go back to Star Trek.
We will, but first, what was in that suitcase in Pulp Fiction? I believe it was Marcellus Wallace's soul.
That's what I've heard. I think
Wow,
that's
do we just really
indeterminate.
go there? I got a better question. What was in the case in Ronin?
Oh yeah, what was in the case in Ronin?
Hey.
I
I
haven't seen that
I
since
haven't
the
seen
theater.
They're
Ronin.
talking about making that into a TV series, guys.
Oh, that's,
Recently?
that's gonna do
Yeah.
well.
Have you heard how the Crash series is doing? Apparently, it's terrible.
I watched the first episode and it was
because
bad.
if there's anything I want to see more than a movie about racism, it's an ongoing TV series about racism. Right? With me?
I love racism.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not anything like the movie. It's awful.
Let's go back to Star Trek.
Okay.
Let's get off of this and go back somewhere.
You guys don't like my opinions? I'm the only one that's
No.
No, we
I
just-
just
the
felt
topic
like I
matters.
steered that in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that was you were being
So
manipulative.
Siler from Heroes, I see him all over the
Spock.
place as Spock now.
I think he looks awesome.
What do you think about
I
Heroes?
think he looks okay.
Can I ask you about?
Okay,
I know
I'll
this is
tell
a
you real
movie
quick.
themed.
You guys have to
podcast,
stop talking about Heroes right away because I haven't seen any of season 3.
but-
I
Okay,
haven't
neither
seen
have
any
I.
of anything.
You know why?
Okay,
Because
okay,
it's a shitty show.
I loved the first season.
I didn't love the first season, but part of the reason is because I watched it all in one weekend. I think I just got too
Here's a
worn
perfect
out.
segue for you. How do you think? Have you seen the trailer for Push?
Push. What is that?
Push is basically Heroes, but it's a movie, and it's got Chris Evans and Dakota Fanning for some reason, and it looks it's basically Heroes. These normal people discover that they have superpowers. There's this organization called Division that's trying to stop them all, and there's like a war, and it looks really awesome.
See,
I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing really
It's a
interests
great
me
concept.
about that.
It's a great concept.
It's
Yeah.
Heroes is the first in a series of superhero movies that deals with the origin that I'm bored with, and that's all Heroes is. Do you see what I'm
Really,
saying?
I don't know.
I never watched it, but it seems now like it's pretty action packed and ridiculous.
From what I've heard, this third season has become very soap-ish.
Yeah,
And I'm not really a fan of that. The
Yeah,
first
I
season I
wouldn't
liked
doubt
a lot, and
The
the second season
got
got raped because of the writer's strike. Bunch of bastards.
Yeah, but a lot of shows were able to pull through even so. I feel
but
like
how
that's
many?
not an excuse.
Really, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I saw the second season, and that's where I really started to tune out.
Yeah, the second season was definitely a lot weaker than the first season.
But getting back to Siler
Star Trek,
as Spock, yeah. J.J. Abrams, that's exciting. What has he directed? Cloverfield and Mission
Impossible
3.
3.
Right, and he did. He's Alias and Lost.
And Lost,
now
right.
Fringe. now
I am an
Fringe.
avid fan of Lost.
A lot of people bash on Lost because of all the questions that are raised and how it doesn't seem to ever
Love
take
it,
you anywhere.
love
but
it.
but it's
Mhm.
phenomenal. And the end of season 4 just happened was great.
Oh yeah, it was
Very good
so
ending.
intense.
Yeah, good
that show
stuff.
really picked. That also had a second season slump,
It
but
did.
it came back big time.
What seems to happen is when J.J. Abrams relinquishes a little bit more control and goes away from a project, like a TV series project, it seems to start getting lost, and he'll have to kind of get the...
Yeah, I got
And then
it.
he has to come back and fix it. And
You know
which
what
is
I
fine.
think J.J. Abrams is really good at doing is just getting like the best possible cast for like Jeremy Davies on Lost is awesome, and Lance Reddick who's on Fringe, which I
Jeremy
haven't
Davies
seen.
on Lost is a little much for me.
Really? Oh, I love him.
Oh, he's so wiry, which he is anyway.
I think he's
mean,
awesome. And who knew that Matthew Fox was going to be awesome on this show?
Or
I hate his
uh,
character.
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah.
I
what
argue
if
with
he-
people
what
about
if
him all the
Michael
time.
Keaton had played Jack?
What if when they got captured by the others, they said, "Tell me everything. Tell me what is happening."
And they just forced them to.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah, show me the one orientation video that explains it all.
Yeah, please, stop messing around. I do love... who's the guy that plays Ben?
Michael Emerson.
Oh
yeah,
my
good
god,
call.
that guy's like rising rapidly to the top of my favorite actors of all time. He can go
Yeah.
from being...
He was in the original Saw, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was. You're right. Oh my
Yeah,
god, he
yeah.
was. He can go from being like the nicest guy in the world to being the devil in like a split second. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
He can
As
really
Ben,
make.
he's
he can
great.
sell
Yeah, he's
any
great.
line
Yeah,
that he
absolutely.
has. This is my egg salad, and then I feel I
Yeah.
shit my pants. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm like, oh crap, that's
Yeah.
steak salad.
And another great idea. I mean, a great example of the casting.
amazing.
Terry O'Quinn is Locke. He's great.
and
And
very
Sawyer,
much.
who I hated in the beginning, I fucking love Sawyer.
Sawyer's a
Do
great
you?
character.
I don't know.
Okay,
I like
here, let
Sawyer.
me ask you a question since no one's answered one of my questions yet. Let's try and answer a
I
question.
still want to
for
talk about
Matt.
Star Trek.
We're going to after
Okay.
you answer my fucking question.
Okay.
All right. If you had to pick only one character as your favorite on all of Lost, who would it be?
Does that mean my favorite character or somebody I'd want to fuck?
I thought my question was pretty clear. I know who you'd want to fuck, basically every chick on it, but
That's
because they're all like amazingly in shape and hot.
Rose.
It's ridiculous.
I only like
Aside
Asians.
from Rose, you,
What? Well, still helps me there.
yeah, it does. So if you had to pick your favorite character overall, doesn't female or male, but just your favorite character, who would it be?
My favorite
That's a good
character.
question.
For a while, I would have said Desmond. I like Desmond a lot. I think he's a great character.
Not answering the question.
Saeed, I don't really buy into Saeed. Not that interesting to me. But I got to go with Locke. First season Locke especially, but even now I'm curious as to what he's up to most
About
of
you,
the
PJ?
time.
Ben.
Ben?
Hands
100% Ben. Never a scene he's annoyed me in. That show's real over the top campy sometimes, but he's
But
awesome.
he always sells it. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Matt?
Up until Ben became a predominant character in the show, I would have said Saeed. I like that Saeed's kind of a balance point to everyone. You know, you've got Jack is this like presumptuous, condescending asshole who thinks he knows everything. Sawyer's this really cocky. You know, like there's these different characters, but then you have Saeed who's like the only one that's he's a little crazy, but he's centered and he kind of keeps everything together. When shit goes wrong,
He's
you can
too
always
much for
rely
me.
on Saeed to be able to be the one that keeps shit together. And I like that about him. But once Ben came on the scene, then I just shifted over because Ben's character is just ridiculous.
I would have paid you for a Kate, honestly, but
Chicks are dumb.
So back to
Star Trek.
let's see, I kind of ironically, JJ, when I first read the cast list for Star Trek, I was very disappointed.
You're like,
I thought it was
"What?"
a joke.
Yeah,
I-
it seemed like one.
I read
That's
it in
kinda how I
Entertainment
feel about
Weekly, and I
Inglourious
thought it was a
Basterds,
joke.
too.
I'm not
It's
talking
just
about
the most-
Inglourious Basterds. I'm talking about Star Trek. Damn it, Nick!
No,
quit
I
trying
know,
to
I
No,
sidetrack
but
us.
it gave me the same
Bastards.
feeling. Like it's just so random.
It
the
is kinda
casting.
weird.
Simon Pegg as Scotty. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It's
crazy.
gonna work though. I just have this feeling it's going.
Everybody,
I hope it
everybody's
does. I hope it
recognizable, and it just
Did
seems.
you see the Eric Bana picture?
Yeah.
Where's the Romulan?
Yeah,
I haven't
it looks
seen
pretty
it.
sweet.
Badass.
But you got Anton Yelchin as Walter Koenig.
check.
Let me ask you this, Matt.
check
Were
off.
you a Star Trek fan growing up?
I'm still a Star Trek. I'm gonna label myself as a huge nerd. I still am a Star Trek fan.
I was just
My
asking
dad
to
watched the original
basically call you that.
series. Yeah, my dad asked me watch the original series, so I saw that. I grew up watching Next Generation. Watched DS9.
See, yeah, our dad was a big fan, but we never really got in. At least
Yeah.
me. I can't speak for you.
Every
it's
now and then
never
I
more
try.
It's never more than what it is. You know what I mean? It's like there's no. I prefer shows that are more of a serial, that have a story that's all one story that's being given to you a little bit at a time throughout the course of the series.
Which people are really picking up on now. Even
Yeah, I like that.
sitcom shows now.
Yeah, they're starting to become a little more serial. It's
Oh
interesting.
yeah, a little more serialized. Like you kind of have to know what's going on.
Yeah. It's rare that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Even a show like My Own Worst Enemy.
You love to bring that up.
Like
During
it's
Christian
got
Slater.
it's got
We had to.
its week to week different storylines.
Right when
that
you wanted to
still
ask
have
the question,
follow
what
it
the hell
all
ever
back.
happened to Christian Slater?
Yeah.
Now you know. I would like to mention something
Yeah.
because I can't be on a show of any kind without mentioning Firefly. Have either of you watched or seen Firefly?
No.
My roommate is obsessed with Firefly.
I like
so
your roommate already.
I am familiar with the show. I've seen the whole series. She sat me down right when we moved in together, and
Good
I
call.
thought I might have to move out. No, I have nothing against Firefly. I haven't seen Serenity. Firefly, I respect it as a show. I see what it's getting at, and I like Nathan Fillion. But it ended when it should have.
Do you like Nathan Fillion?
Oh my God! I just said it to watch the rage
About
in
to
Matt's
walk out
eyes.
on the show. About to walk out on the show right now.
Matt, I'm gonna throw that bone.
I'm sorry, dude. She's awesome.
I'm gonna throw it into a blackberry tree.
Blackberries grow on bushes, dipshit.
Why didn't I say
I
bush?
hope you're
It's a way
recording that. You
funnier
should
word.
definitely use that segment.
That's what we call an outtake in the biz.
That's right,
We,
motherfucker.
we don't let me look stupid on this show.
Really? Because I thought that's what the whole point
Oh,
was.
only the
If you
guest.
listen to the show, it sounds kind of like that's the point. I like the fact that I can say fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it nice?
I just really
It's liberating.
I feel very liberated.
Yeah. You can't say it on your show, or you just don't.
We choose to keep
That's-
our show at a PG rating.
Yeah,
You choose to. You got
We
a lot
choose
of kids watching.
No, we just try to keep it PG-13 because we don't. It's not so much that I care about offending people because I'm a very offensive person, but I want to make the show accessible to a really wide audience of people. Because really, we make a lot of jokes that are really.
PJ and I made that pact too, and then we slipped up and said "cunt" in the second episode.
Whoops. Well, we make a lot of jokes that
Did we not say cunt in the first episode?
Oh yeah, I think that was the first episode's title,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
it might have been. We just try to make all of our really really bad jokes like to a very select few group of people, so that the rest of the people who are watching, who are normal and nice, have no idea what we just did. But the people who know are like, oh shit, they just said that on the fucking show. So yeah,
Yeah. Feel free to swear.
fucking A. Thank you.
What are you gonna be for Halloween, Matt?
Nathan Fillion.
Keep in mind, let's stray away from movies for just a second. Matt, you grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. Did you
Are
know?
we gonna do this?
Wow, I was wondering. I guess
we
Are
gotta
we gonna
at
do
least
this?
reference it. We've talked about.
Are we
the
gonna
show.
do this?
We've talked about it on the show.
I know. I tried to ignore it as much as possible.
it's not really movie themed.
So you've
There
never
you
seen a
go.
rated R movie as
Perfect world,
Jehovah's Witness. Is that correct, Matt?
I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, but it's a new thing for me to celebrate Halloween. That's why I'm excited to ask everybody.
That's-
I
the-
personally stopped when I was 15 and I kind of went back and forth for the rest of my life. I don't celebrate holidays still just because they're dumb.
Mm.
I love
I
them.
just think they're stupid. Honestly, like my choice to not celebrate them doesn't have anything to do at all with my religious past. in any
Let
way,
me
shape,
ask
or
you
form.
this: what if Santa Claus was real?
Well,
It would take away from some of the stress of the money you have to spend. Who wouldn't celebrate?
Right.
because if Santa Claus was real, then things would be completely different, and they're not. So, and ultimately, that's like saying the Easter Bunny is real, and that just makes you sound stupid. So
We have a cousin Tim who believed in Santa Claus for way too long. Way too long.
we have a cousin.
How long is way
Tim.
too long?
I'm gonna say 13.
a long
13 at
time.
least.
It's a long time.
Or at most, I should say. Probably 13 at most. But I think right around 13.
Let's talk about movies again.
No, we're going to
Let's
talk
stray
about
away
what you're going to
from-
be for Halloween, which I
let's stray
believe,
away
based on
from-
our earlier conversation, has to do with movies.
It actually does. I'm not even celebrating Halloween, but I am going to a party And at said party, people are dressing up, so I'm kind of required to.
That's a celebration.
Well,
You know what I don't like about Halloween? It's the Devil's Day.
it's actually a witch's Sabbath, is what it is.
Is that?
Yeah, it's a pretty messed up holiday.
And Jesus' birthday, oddly. Matt, what the fuck are you going to be for Halloween?
I
Do you not want to talk about it? Is this a private issue?
no. I'm actually gonna be the Joker again. I know that's kind of lame since I already did it for.
Well, it's only lame because everybody's going to be the Joker this year, don't you
well,
think?
but here's the thing: is my Joker is pretty much gonna be better than everybody's because it already was when I did it the first time. So.
Okay, so describe to us the process. What makes your Joker better than a plastic mask Joker?
Well, I actually use liquid latex to apply my scars, so I mean it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't,
seen the MySpace pictures.
Yeah, I don't mess around when it comes to being the Joker. You know, I mess around when it comes to being a lot of other things, like myself, but not the Joker.
Not the
The
Joker,
suit
despite
you-
the name, you know?
The suit you wear as the Joker, did you used to wear that suit to meetings as a Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, I just dyed it all. No, actually, I found all of those components in various thrift stores around town, and the things that weren't quite perfect, I just dyed them to fit the right colors, and it worked out pretty good.
How was the reaction, the crowd reaction?
Well, I don't know if anybody have seen me. I wear big, thick glasses, and I can't see for shit without them. But I don't have contacts, and so as the Joker, I had no glasses, and I couldn't see anything. But that worked out okay because when we were in Seattle, I just stayed in character all day. And the people
Wait,
around
you
me.
walked around in Seattle as the Joker?
Yeah, we actually went to see.
What was the audience response?
People thought it was really cool. I actually had people stopping me at the IMAX theater, like getting pictures with me and whatnot. So it was kind of cool.
Right on.
Yeah, I stayed in character the whole time, which was kind of creepy for a lot of people. But
So can you give us a little of the Joker voice? I imagine if you're in character, you have a voice worked out.
it's all part of the plan.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's all right. Let's
I
hear it
bought
again.
It's not
yeah.
bad. It's not bad.
I thought he'd let
I
it
actually-
right here, and
I
that's
kind of want
creepy.
to. I kind of want to. That would be kind of creepy. I kind of want to see the movie again before Halloween, so I can kind of work on it. Because
I
there's
have-
nothing worse than
I
somebody
have a
trying to do
burned
an
copy
impression
of
that
it
they can't
somewhere.
do.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
illegal.
Let's
PJ.
get that guy a
I'm
plug.
aware. What's that?
Movie theme show. Maybe
Oh,
we'll get the guy
Jesse,
a plug.
thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Jesse and Yakima. He'll hook you up with all your bootleg needs.
Wow, he just got arrested.
Let's
Good job, guys.
not give a last name.
Yeah, let's not.
PJ, let's tell Matt about your idea for Halloween if we end up being in town on the same weekend.
Yeah.
Also
well,
movie
well, I
themed.
should preface it that I've always come up with rather ingenious Halloween
Okay,
ideas.
let's talk about the first one.
Yeah.
PJ was working at a video store when we were both living in Tacoma, so you're probably 18, 19 years old.
18, yeah.
He had a very inspired Halloween costume idea based on a movie. Go ahead.
Right. I had seen Diner. Are you familiar with Diner?
I am.
So my outfit was going to be just pretty much a simple tailored suit, pretty much exactly like Mickey Rourke wore in the movie theater, and I'm going to tape a popcorn box to the front of my balls.
It's not a bad costume.
yeah.
No, it's not bad at all. But I'd argue that this idea you
Obscure.
have for this year is even better and a little more. Yeah, it's very obscure. This
Right.
one's slightly less obscure.
Also
even
at
though
the
it's
video.
by a German director.
Yeah. But even before that, also at the video store, I had the idea to dress up as the mayor of Amity from Jaws.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Because
that.
he has a great sport coat with anchors all over it, and
Yes.
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
and
but how do you find that? That's got to be.
I can make it.
You got to go into Planet Hollywood and bust that out of the glass
Yeah.
case.
I'm down. do
Yeah. But my idea this year was for Nick and I to dress up as the
What are their names? Peter and Paul?
Peter and Paul from Funny Games.
Michael Haneke's Funny Games?
You know what, guys? I didn't catch Funny Games when it was here. and
Oh.
Oh, there's
it's
two
tragic.
versions
So I
of
really
it. Both
need to
of them
see it.
are devastating and amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want
Uh,
to see that.
But it's a very defined look. They wear all white. I don't know if you've seen it in the trailer.
Kinda
but
like
basically
tennis
white t-shirt,
shirts.
white pants, white gloves, and then we end up kicking people's asses and using golf clubs to bash their skulls in.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good day.
Yeah. So
Happy Halloween.
and I already have my shirt for it. I'd have to get some really short tennis shorts, but
Which everybody I think would be really
I got
excited
golf
to see you
clubs. yeah.
She
That
knocked over,
would do
that's a
well.
good look.
in. It is.
But then and we're not going to be in Seattle at that time, and now I don't know what I'm doing for Halloween. We were supposed to do a big theme thing. I was trying to think of
What
great
about Anton
ideas.
Chigurh? That's a good costume.
That would be.
Get a little cattle prod next to you, made out of tinfoil.
Wow, that's a really good idea.
I'm gonna do that. It's mine.
Can
Don't
I
you
do it?
fucking look at me. It's mine.
We'll be in
Okay.
different cities. My wife and daughter and I I was coming up with some pretty good ideas for what we were all going to dress up as. My one idea, which was a little lame, was to dress up like the Drapers. And I was going to be Don Draper. We are going to get my wife some old 60s house
Just to be
dress.
clear for those that don't know, Don Draper.
Right, from Mad Men. And then I was going to see if they had a Halloween episode where their kids were dressed up and dress my daughter up as whatever the kid was dressed up as. But then...
It's very meta.
But then my wife goes off and buys some cat costume for Sophie. And then
Which I gotta say, clever for
and then
a
I'm
first
like,
costume.
okay, well, that's fine, because obscure baby costumes are hard to find. We'll still dress alike somehow. Boom. She buys herself or she borrows some ladybug costume. So now we're just all completely on our
So
own.
she pretty much just like disregards everything you
Right,
say.
right.
Which makes sense, really.
Yeah, exactly. So
To be fair.
apparently we're it's every man for themselves. And now I'm not going to dress up because
And you're
if
every man.
it's not as a theme, I'm going to be embarrassed enough. I'm going trick-or-treating for the first time as a 26-year-old. And my wife's like, well, wear something with a mask so they can't see how old you are. Oh, I'm not going to hold a bag. She is. She's going to hold a bag. My wife is going to want candy from these people. How embarrassing. She's 25 years old.
All I can say is it's free candy, and so...
Yeah, but we can eat my daughter. She's not going to eat it.
That's true. She doesn't have any teeth yet.
It is like literally all for me. She has 8 teeth. Thanks for being an uncle.
Good job, Nick.
I have to count my niece's teeth to be a good uncle.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Oh,
I know
really,
how many
really?
she has, and I love her.
That pamphlet
I'm
never
pretty-
got into my hands.
I'm pretty sure Barry did that when you guys were little.
Did what? This
Heard
joke is
stories.
lost.
Came over to your house and counted your teeth. Come on.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
Killing me.
yeah, that's right. I forgot Barry's my uncle.
Dressed as a tooth fairy.
Let's do the 5 scary movie moments.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Halloween. All right, top 5 scary movie moments. And again, it doesn't have to be from Child's Play 1 through 3. Those were the scary ones, by the way.
Okay.
But no, we're gonna move around the room. I'll start. But a scene that really spooked you in a movie, no matter what the
Not
content.
necessarily scary.
Right,
movie.
right. And the first one will be a good example. Mine is a pretty current movie. For those who haven't seen it, Mulholland Drive. Matt, seen it? PJ,
Sure have.
seen it?
Yep.
I knew this would be on your list.
Yeah,
Jennifer Connelly, I believe, was in
it
that,
has
wasn't
to
she?
be. And the scene is...
No, Jennifer Connelly not in that. Naomi Watts.
Yeah, Naomi Watts and whoever the brunette is.
Are you sure?
Hot.
Yeah, positive.
Hot. That's who that
Oh,
brunette is.
IMDb over here. Let's see.
No, she's not in it.
Do it.
IMDb?
Do it.
We'll,
As a
we'll,
guesstimate?
we'll
Minion?
get an IMDb read on
I'm
that.
telling you, it's okay.
No, absolutely wrong. 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever you say. Which was not the
Mulholland
same.
Drive. No Jennifer Connelly. Not Jennifer Connelly is in Mulholland Falls.
That's
Oh,
sorry.
uh,
There you go.
I was close.
What is Mulholland Falls? Is Nick Nolte also in that?
Yeah.
Okay. My first is David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. It was
Jennifer
going to
Connelly?
be David Lynch's Lost Highway because there's also a scene in that freaks the shit out of me. Robert Blake calling.
Well,
his-
why don't we do one scene at a time? Because maybe you're talking about something that's on someone else's list.
All right. Well, it's an honorable mention on mine, and therefore I thought it was warranted.
Well, one at a time. Let's go.
Mulholland Drive.
Let's have some order.
Well, let's reflect back to the
In
scene
your
of
game.
Mulholland Drive.
I know.
It's the guy that also played the clerk in Ghost World. I don't know his name. He's a character actor.
Yeah.
The movie store clerk.
He might
Ghost-
play Jimmy Barrett on Mad Men, but I don't know if it's the same
You're
guy.
absolutely incorrect.
Okay.
Moving on. Mulholland Drive, the scene is him inside, it was a ripoff of Denny's, Wendy's, I think, or whatever. No, it wouldn't have been Wendy's.
Wouldn't have been Wendy's. Nice try, though.
Winnie's.
Dave Thomas was in that scene. Very
Wendy's
rarely.
was in. That was in. Slackers.
But no, basically it's, I don't understand the movie. I don't know if it's a dream within a dream in the movie or what's going on,
Mhm.
but he's basically describing a dream he had in which he was at that very restaurant and went outside around the corner and was encountered by a man or a monster or something. So he's telling the story, and the guy that he's telling it to is basically blank face and telling him he's an idiot.
Uh-huh.
Cut to, and this is what really works for me in the scene, is they go outside just as his dream had predicted, and dialogue drops away from the scene. All of a sudden it's just silence, and then they come around the block to that dumpster, and I like to call him the dumpster keeper, or the dumpster keeper monster.
Is that something you made up?
David Lynch's dumpster keeper monster. But yeah, he comes creeping out of the corner, and it's just stunning to me. I every time I've seen it too. I've seen
Yeah.
it maybe 4 or 5 times now, and that scene really, really gives me a chill each and every time.
Yeah, that is scary.
Do you know the scene?
That's a
Matt?
good one. Yeah, that is
yeah,
a good scene.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. So that's my first. Let's go to
good.
PJ next.
I only started trying to think of these today. I know that later on there's going to be I'm going to think of so many. I'll have to write a blog about it or something, I guess. But Halloween, when
Oh,
there's
that's a
a
good
boy
one.
looking out the window and all he sees is Michael Myers carrying a girl's body into a house.
Can you imagine being that 8-year-old kid seeing that?
Yeah.
I could not be
If
that
it weren't a
age.
movie.
And I may have been
That's
that
a
age
good
or not
one.
much
That is a
older.
really good one.
Yeah,
I
that
can't believe I
one
didn't
that one
think of
really freaked my shit out.
I
I was
that's where
cool.
you're going with that.
Yeah.
Matt, moving on to you.
Okay, I only have one that I can think of that has kind of a
I'm sorry,
horror
this is a top
reference.
5 list. Do we need to start again?
Oh.
Let me go over the rules.
No, you didn't listen to me.
Oh,
I
okay.
said I only have one in my list that's actually from a horror movie.
Oh, okay.
It's
Is
not
that
really
the one
a
you're
horror.
starting with?
That's what I'm starting with. Because everybody else has, so I think I should.
Right.
No, it's actually not even really a horror movie. It's more of a thriller or a psychological thriller. But a film called Session 9. If you haven't seen it, you really need to.
I
I've
haven't.
rented
I know
it
what it
and
is.
never watched
You
it.
need to see it if you haven't. I can't really describe it too in detail, otherwise it'll ruin
I think
it.
I have started to
The
watch
final,
that movie.
the very final scene of the film, when all the pieces come together and everything makes sense, and you kind of have that like, oh shit realization. Every single time I watch the movie, even though I know everything that happens, every single time I get goosebumps and I feel just like I need to go take a shower. Like I just feel fucking gross every time because it's just so well done. Really, probably the best psychological thriller ever made.
In that movie, are they cleaning out some hospital?
Yeah,
or-
what it is, the premise of the film is a hazmat team who gets hired to kind of prep a big area of Danvers Mental Institution, which is a real place. And they actually shot on location at Danvers. It's on the East Coast or east side of the country.
Danver Nasser. Hey, cousin.
No.
Shout out.
Good shout out.
Yeah. But no, the city wants to annex parts of it for like a town hall and that kind of thing. But it's a really, really old building. So they need to go in and, clean for asbestos and that kind of stuff. And it takes
Who's in that? Sam Rockwell?
no Sam Rockwell. No.
Was that a legit guess?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
thought you were
I just
being
can't remember. I know I've seen part of this.
No. Was he in that?
No,
Oh.
I
I would
mean,
love
I
to
wouldn't be
think he was.
surprised.
Pretty
if
sure he
wasn't.
was. The guy kind of looks like Sam Rockwell a little bit.
Where's
but
our
it's not him.
fact checker?
Check that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not Sam Rockwell. It might have been.
You got it?
All right. While
Anyway, but yeah, great film.
while our
Session 9.
off mic
Session.
uncle
Like the ninth
checks
session.
that out
Session
for us,
9.
let's move along.
Okay.
Good one.
Yeah,
Good one.
thanks.
My next one, number 2, Requiem for a Dream.
Ooh.
When the icebox comes to life.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that
tied with
movie.
the-
Great
oh,
film.
really?
Great film.
Just
Arnofsky.
bits and pieces.
Basically, Ellen Burstyn is
Addicted to diet pills.
she becomes addicted to diet pills. She becomes convinced she's going to be. Oh, she gets a letter in the mail saying that she's going to be on a game show, and she needs to lose a bunch of weight before she ends up on this game show.
So she
convinces
becomes
herself.
really
And
obsessed.
so she becomes addicted to diet pills, and it really starts to have an effect on her. And there's a scene where the refrigerator comes to life.
She's
And there's
hallucinating.
also another
Yeah.
scene equally scary. I have it as my 2.5 answer, where the game show host comes out of the TV and starts talking to her.
So that seems a
Real
little
talking.
familiar, but isn't the whole movie kind of like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
well,
little bit.
the movie centers around the concepts of addiction and like how addiction
Sam
is addiction
Rockwell.
is addiction.
We're hearing David Caruso.
Yeah, and the
That
guy
is exactly
and
what
the-
I was thinking
And the
of.
guy that played in Braveheart, remember when I can't think of his fucking name. Remember when
Mel
William,
Gibson.
No,
Or
idiot.
what
William
before?
Wallace.
Listen, goddammit. when William Wallace runs up and he's just like gives this big long speech, and then that one dude steps out from the crowd and he's like, "We didn't come to fight for them." That guy, he's the guy in the movie.
What accent was that?
I'm not really sure. It was kind of a muddled. Fuck you, Nick.
I remember that movie.
PJ number 2.
Today is our Independence Day. All right, I'm gonna
That's
go a
very
little,
moment if I ever saw
little
one.
out of order and weird here. God, this scene used to scare the shit out of me, make my palms sweat. Cliffhanger.
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone.
Cliffhanger,
What the
really?
fuck?
Opening scene where the lady
Janine
is.
Turner, correct?
This isn't
No,
the
no,
lady
no.
in the scene. She's in it though. They're rescuing. He's rescuing them off a big rock, and then her cord breaks, and he catches her, and he's holding on to her. He fucking drops her.
He dropped her. Yeah, I
And
remember
his
that.
life was never the
That was
same.
intense. I wouldn't say that was scary. I mean, I guess being dropped off a mountain is scary. I've never been there.
I was terrified. I was so scared. I remember you and I saw that clip on the Tonight Show or something once, and then and I was so scared by it. And then we saw it in the theater, and I was really nervous. And you told me, "What are you worried about?" They showed it. They showed it on Leno,
Being the
and he
rational
saves
brother.
her because he does catch her hand. But they didn't show you the whole thing on Leno. Fucking drops her. Yeah,
And that sets the precedent for the whole rest of the movie, right?
right,
Then he
because
turns his baseball cap around backwards and he starts arm wrestling some butt.
John Lithgow crashes into the side of a mountain in a helicopter.
Yeah. We did make reference to Over the Top in our last episode.
Wow.
Call back. Matt, do you have a number 2?
I do. I have to go back to when I was a little kid for a couple of these
Mhm.
because
I had to too.
aside from Session 9, nothing has scared me really, like really freaked me out in a long
It
time.
takes a lot
It
now,
does.
huh?
Yeah, everything is. We're so desensitized, so it's really
Right.
hard. But no, I remember watching The Last Starfighter growing up. You guys know that movie? It's a
I'm
great
familiar.
film.
River Phoenix, correct?
Great film. There's a scene where because the premise is that he plays this video game down by the local store, and it's like a space shoot 'em up game, and he like.
That's not River Phoenix, is it?
No, I don't think it was River Phoenix.
No, River
I
Phoenix
just
was in
threw it
that
out
one.
there.
I don't
with-
think it was.
He
I
was
was
in that
thinking
one
of
with
Indiana
Ethan
Jones' Last
Hawke.
Crusade.
You're thinking of the different.
I was thinking of Sneakers.
Stop it.
I was trying to think of a third one.
Last Crusade.
I was thinking of Stand By Me.
No, he gets like the
we
super
got
high
our
score.
fact checker on it, so we'll know in a second.
It's not
for
River
sure.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
He gets,
definitely.
he gets a super high score, and it turns out that the video game is actually like a test, like
Right.
looking for people who can pilot a starship. Because I guess playing a video game makes you a
War
starship pilot.
games.
Kind of. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave.
No, I'm
I've
sorry,
threatened
I'm
like
sorry.
3 times.
I'm sorry.
No, and so he gets conscripted, and this alien shows up and like takes him to space, and he becomes the last starfighter. Well, anyway, because they're like on the brink of extinction and blah blah blah. It's a big war. They make a clone for him while he's gone, so that people don't know that he's gone. And there's this scene where like he wakes up in his house and like, or I'm sorry, somebody else sees that he's like under his blankets, whatever, and like the clone hasn't fully grown yet, so it's like still kind of weird looking. And it's like one of those intense moments where they're reaching for the blanket and they're going to pull the blanket back and reveal what's under the blanket. And it's just like sort of not quite formed clone. And it's really not scary in any way, shape, or form. But as a little kid, oh my god, the tension just used to scare the shit out of me. And then when they revealed it, I always got freaked out.
I'm 0 for 2. I haven't seen either of the movies you mentioned so
Well,
far.
that's because I'm the movie guy and you're not.
So do we have he was not in.
River Phoenix was not in The Last Starfighter.
What
was that kid's name?
Explorers.
What was his name?
Will Wheaton? Well, that almost counts. They were both in Stand By Me.
Will
I
Wheaton
don't
is
remember
Bill
Will Wheaton
Blass?
being in there. He must have been really young. Who was the main character? Lance
Guest. Who knows?
Yeah.
Explorers
It's a great
is the one I'm thinking of, and I think you
Yeah.
too. With
Oh,
Will
yeah,
Wheaton
yeah,
and
yeah.
That's what I
Ethan
was
Hawke.
thinking of.
With the tilt-a-whirl.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
and
that's a
there's
great movie.
eventually
If you
an
told me on that
alien in
immediately,
that.
We wouldn't have had to have our fact check.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name of the movie. All right.
I just agree with you because it's your show. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever you say.
Why not? No, call me out on my shit. Seriously.
It's going to happen.
Number 3. This is an obvious one, but I think it'll make sense to everybody. Jaws. Not just Jaws, but the very beginning scene where the
Really, was
where
that scary?
It is that scary. When the girl's out there with her boyfriend and she jumps out there and she's just being dragged along, and I don't know what it is. That, and then also another scene in the movie where the kid gets taken down and the bloody water shoots.
That was
back.
shocking. That was shocking.
Yeah. So those 2 scenes really worked for me. Even now, like that movie is legitimately awesome. Top 5 of all time.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've
actually
read that.
saw
She was getting hurt. She was being jerked around.
If you watched the documentary, you saw that was not a pleasant experience in actual life either. PJ?
It's a real scream. Spielberg knows how to do it.
That's why he's the Spielberg.
That's right. What was I screaming during Indy 4? You know what I'm saying?
Rape. I was screaming rape. Rape.
Okay, so this is my number 3, right? I'm gonna go with the Twilight Zone movie.
Nice call.
When Anthony wished away his sister's mouth.
Oh, that's
Remember
good
that?
stuff. That's creepy.
Free.
That is
Good
creepy.
job,
Very good.
Oh.
PJ. You rule this
That
list.
was a really good one.
If anyone can't see
And
me, I'm
nothing more needs to
hitting
be
it out of the
said.
park.
The scariest part for me is when that guy got his head chopped off by the helicopter. I think that was a deleted scene, but
Hey, that's a good YouTube clip. They have that on YouTube.
oh my god, do they? I couldn't
Yeah.
watch it. And didn't kids die too?
It's not like it's a
Wow,
Michael
wow.
Bay close-up shot.
Right,
It's-
yeah.
It's a big flash. Is
A
all
Michael
it
Bay
is.
close-up shot, by the way. You still can't tell what's going on.
Right.
Matt, you're number 3.
I wasn't even thinking along those lines, but now that he says that, I have to kind of extrapolate on what he was just going with because I loved how you had the guys in the car going up the hill, the mountain,
Yeah.
talking about the monster.
Right.
You want to see
Let the
something?
midnight
You want to see something really scary?
special.
That
You tell a story, I'll sing
my
the song.
favorite. Okay, you back me up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Okay,
Let
but the
the
best part of
midnight
that is after the plane one. With, I believe, John Lithgow, wasn't it?
No,
John
Lithgow.
no, William Shatner.
Oh shit, the Shat, not the one I was talking about. No, like when he gets in the ambulance.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's Dan Aykroyd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
and he's like doing something
wanna
really
see
scary.
something, yeah.
That was like the money shot right there. It was
That's
like
good.
oh yes, that was creepy.
Are we on to me again?
Yeah.
We are on to you again.
This one's gonna sound real lame and old-timey, but the
Weird
scene really...
coming from you.
Oh.
I'm gonna call back to Hitchcock on this, but not Psycho.
Thank God.
It's actually a scene from Rear Window.
Excellent.
It is the cigarette
Cigarette scene. Good call.
Yeah, it's
Remind
It's
me.
a great scene.
And for those that don't know, yeah, it is a very subtle but scary scene. He's already suspecting the guy of murder. Everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? What's his name? Perry
Shia
Mason.
LaBeouf.
No. Shut the fuck up.
Jimmy Stewart?
No,
David
no.
Morse.
That he was watching. Raymond Burr, yeah.
Raymond Burr,
Yeah,
correct.
the murderer.
Fact checker, Raymond Burr?
It is Raymond Burr.
No, our fact checker is Raymond Burr.
Oh. Wow.
But no, the scene is you can only see the tip of his lit cigarette.
His lit cigarette, yeah.
But you know that he's there, and it's just a really daunting, awesome scene.
Yeah, that's very good. Good one.
Huh, I don't remember that. Creep Show.
Creep Show.
Really?
Is it the
Creep
Grass
Show, huh?
Man? Because
The Grass Man.
oh my God,
You old lunkhead.
portrayed by Stephen King.
When Stephen King became the Grass Man as a kid, that used to freak me out.
Really?
That used to really scare me, especially when he blew his head off.
Can I predict what your number 5 is, really quick?
Yeah.
An American Werewolf in London.
No.
That would have been a good one, though. That would have been a good one, yeah.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Moving back along.
No. It was just very scary. I think, bizarrely, the scariest part of it for me was when he shot himself at the end.
Oh yeah.
Like, just as a little kid, like, that just freaked me
and
out.
what does he call himself? He calls himself a dunderhead.
The old
or-
lunkhead.
Lunkhead. That's right.
I
that's
think it
right.
was Jonas, the old lunkhead. And then there were other scary parts of that movie too. When the big coffin falls on Ed Harris's head, or the tombstone, or whatever.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
man.
so long since I've seen
That
that.
movie used to freak me out.
Good one. Good one.
Thank you.
Creep Show 2, funniest movie of all time, oddly.
Yeah.
Matty.
I'm trying to decide what to go with here. Part of me wants to say Billy Bob Thornton in every scene in Sling Blade, but
Not bad. Not bad. I like
you
that.
know, yeah, I'll just go with that because I have another one, but I'll just go with that because that.
It's putting mustard on a biscuit is pretty scary.
well, just like seeing Billy Bob Thornton doing that was just really, just like his acting in the movie was creepy to me. Like
He's so that guy.
In a
Yeah.
in
I
a
can't
good
remember
way,
the
or
character's name, but-
you like the movie?
I liked it, but it was just like really unnerving and creepy. It was
It's-
like
I really
think
liked
his
that movie.
It's a great
performance
film,
was
yeah.
better than the movie, almost.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it probably was.
Same with Forrest Gump, which is a shitty movie, but I recognize what Tom Hanks is
Can I have a 4.5?
Yeah,
Since
go
you
for
had
it.
since you had a fucking 2.5, I get a 4.5. No, and this is actually kind of recent, and it's not insanely creepy, but I thought that the way they did it was really good, and I get a lot of slack for all the films of this guy's that I do like, but in Lady in the Water, when
Uh-oh.
don't
He dropped the Shyamalan bomb.
I did. In Lady in the Water, when Paul Giamatti's trying to find the monster in the grass,
I've not seen the movie.
and you
I
can't look at
have.
them directly, and they just look like grass, like a lump of
A
grass.
Narf, right?
And
Wasn't it called a
Some
Narf?
Narg or Narg, something. Narkle, Parkle, I don't know. But,
It's interesting.
but they were really creepy, and there's these big dog things that hide in the grass, like they lay flat and you can't see them. But you can't, if you look directly at him, you can't see him. So he's like backing up towards the lawn with a mirror, and based only on the idea that when you see them, you have to turn. Once they reveal themselves, you have to turn and look them in the eyes, and they won't attack you as long as you look them in the eyes. Which to me is like, fuck you. I'm not gonna walk backwards towards this like flesh-eating monster and hope that by looking at it, it's gonna back down.
Right.
You know, even if you're a hot chick from the pool, I don't care. But yeah, like he backs up towards.
Even if you're Ron Howard's daughter.
He backs
Bryce
up towards the
Dallas
grass.
Howard, hot chick.
Well, look, I'm giving you this from Paul Giamatti's
Giamatti,
character's
yeah.
point of view. For him, she'd be a hot chick. Come on,
He
let's be
thought
honest.
Virginia Madsen was
I
hot.
have a
Right,
quick
exactly.
question for you guys. Was this in any particular order?
No. My
No,
lists
mine-
are never
Okay,
in. My
good.
lists are
Good.
never
I
in
skipped
order.
around.
But this one's pretty scary. My last, number 5, the scene in Train Spotting where he's tripping out or
Nice.
he's detoxing.
When he's stuck
and
in the room.
baby's crawling on the ceiling and
Yes.
spins its head around.
Yes.
Very
Fucking intense.
Very
Good one.
good.
You guys have got way better ones than me. I
ugh.
hate you all.
The worst toilet in Scotland was also a pretty scary scene.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
My number 5, Nick already touched on it. It's Lost Highway. When Robert Blake
Start again.
has Bill Pullman call Robert Blake in his own house.
Do you remember the dialogue from that scene?
As
do
far
it
as
as
the
brothers.
as far as the phone call goes, he says, "Hello, give me back my phone."
You know what's
Oh.
even scarier than that is the documentary footage of him killing his wife. It's
Wow.
a Robert Blake joke, everybody.
Oh wow.
I've got a couple O.J. Simpson jokes
But
on the go as well.
But I'm ching.
Matt, you're number 5. It's all up to you now.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, you guys drink apple juice, right? Because OJ will kill you.
That was even worse.
You know what Nicole Brown Simpson's going to Halloween as? A Pez dispenser.
Oh,
That one was actually pretty funny.
But he
Norm Macdonald over here.
that's my
Yeah.
act.
And just as funny too. I'm gonna go with a really cheesy one. This is silly, but like I said, a lot of the stuff has to go back to when I was a kid because nothing really creeps me out anymore. when I was a little kid, everybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Star Wars nerd.
Scary scene in Star Wars?
Yeah, it used to scare the shit out of me when I was a little kid. Like I was probably like 6 or 7. But Empire Strikes Back, when Yoda and Luke are in Yoda's hut, and Luke's like, "I'm not afraid," and Yoda's like, "You will be. You will be." That face he makes used to scare the shit out of me. When I
The
was a
face
little kid.
Yoda makes?
Yes, he just looks. He leans forward. His eyes
know
are
he's
all
just a
bugged
puppet.
out.
That's Frank
Don't ever
Oz's
fucking
hand
say
you're
that
scared
again.
of.
Don't ever say that
The
again.
face Frank Oz's hand is making.
Yeah, true. Have you seen Magic?
You're
with
a
Anthony
fucking puppet.
Hopkins?
Yeah, I guess that's an honorable mention. A fact checker, Uncle Barry over here. His scary movie moment is Magic. Is that correct?
Starring 1978, starring Anthony Hopkins. It's
Right.
about a ventriloquist.
Or is it the
away.
trailer specifically? This trailer.
Interesting.
I'm kind of. I watched that trailer. It is a little scary.
Ventriloquist dummies are scary. Did you guys see Dead Silence? Did you see
No.
No.
that? Donnie Wahlberg. I actually kind of liked it. It had some very creepy moments. I should have mentioned this. There were some creepy moments in that movie. Little handheld puppets are creepy.
We can
Let's
do
just be
honorable
honest.
mentions if you want. I got a
That,
couple.
that's an honorable mention right there
All
for
right.
me. Is Dead Silence.
Let's borrow a mic. Hi, Barry.
Hello. How you doing? Say it again. He's our uncle. I'm
Uncle
Well,
Barry.
he's
Barry.
your uncle. Don't
Yeah.
speak for me. He's not my uncle. He's your uncle. Don't say our. I'm here too.
Once it's not a horror movie, and I can't remember who the actress was. I'm thinking it's Joanne Woodward when she fell out of the glass elevator in Towering Inferno.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen the. I've seen
Wow.
Earthquake.
She,
And,
I don't remember who the actress was, but she falls out, and that traumatized me as a
Yeah.
little kid. And
That was a
I've
powerful
always had
scene.
a fear of falling out of high buildings ever since I've seen that. I love tall buildings.
Just not
I've
I've
falling
had
out of
a,
them.
I've had a
Don't wanna
fear
fall out
of tall buildings ever since 9/11. You guys with me on that?
Which year?
Falling out of
Steal a joke.
falling out of tall buildings because it's 3,000 degrees in the next
Speaking of
room.
scary, have you seen World Trade Center, Overstone?
Fuck Oliver Stone. Can I say that, please?
I got a question for Matt real quick. Any movies you cry at in the theaters? Last movie you cried at
Oh,
in the
this is
theater?
a whole segment.
last
Let's save
movie.
it. Let's save it.
I cried during World Trade Center.
I didn't see it. Last movie I cried at.
Yeah.
Ooh, good question.
I don't want to admit to this.
I cry a lot during movies.
I actually
Me
do. I actually
too.
do too. I get
Me
really
too.
into stuff, and
Like
things
a
affect me.
bitch.
I do. Not generally at sad stuff so much. I actually cry at like things when I don't know. Example was I actually cried at Last Samurai. I did because like of the
Because it was so horrible, correct?
Because of Tony Goldwyn's acting.
once again I'm leaving. There I go. I'm out of here.
I think I love my wife. You cried. Chris Rock. Wow.
I cried too. Oh no, I'm thinking of Head of State.
Or meet Dave.
Yeah. Well,
Or
yeah.
college road trip.
I guess we didn't have to dwell too much on movie. Last movie you cried at?
Gotta be Snow Angels.
Fag.
Yeah, me
Snow
too.
Angels.
Both
Oh,
of your faggots.
that's
Oh.
my. Did you like Snow Angels?
I
Did
haven't
you
seen
see
it.
it?
I'm just talking shit because he laughed at me for crying. It.
Snow Angels is a devastating
I haven't
little
seen it.
movie.
Is it-
oh god, Sam
It's really good.
Rockwell's in it.
I heard it's just insanely depressing.
David Gordon Green.
Of Pineapple Express.
Just
fame,
awesome.
of course. And it is a stoner comedy, but I still cried.
Snow Angels, right?
yeah.
Wow. Alrighty then. No, I don't. I don't really hold back if I feel the need to get, tears welling up.
I'm never
It's
really
okay.
seeing movies in the theater that I'm crying at. I don't know if it's because
So many people are around.
no, that wouldn't be it. I don't know if it's so much because like not good movies are coming out.
And you're
but,
too busy jerking up.
But when I
Generally.
go to, if I'm going to see a movie that I'm going to cry at, I would rather
See it at
rent
home.
it. I think than
Yeah.
say.
Well, I mean,
I'll go see popcorn.
what tends to
movies
make me
and
cry more than anything is when like something's touching. You know what I mean? Not so much like sad.
Rudy for me.
Oh,
That's a good
God.
example. Yeah, that's a good example.
Constantly, my
Oh,
girl.
My Girl
the
is a good
Fox
one.
and the Hound.
Yeah.
My Girl, the scene where
Fox
Thomas
and the
J
Hound.
dies.
Sorry, I just
Where
did
did
it
you
in
come
randomly. I
from?
don't know. I just
Oh
wanna
wait,
go after the
there's 4
Disney
people talking at once.
Yes, there is. Wow. We've been doing so well. We've been succinct.
I know, we really have been. That's
Trying.
a problem PJ and I have.
It was like Juno, rapid fire dialogue with no interruptions.
I'm just glad Scott's not here to hear that. He might hurt
I
me.
cried during Rainn Wilson's scene in
I
Juno.
watched your guys' episode of Juno. I can't remember, of course, the Movie Guys podcast when you guys
.com.
Movieguyspodcast.com.
There you go. When you guys reviewed Juno, and I can't remember.
That was
I know
on
you
our old
liked
show.
it. I can't remember what your score for it was, but Scott really liked it.
I think Scott
Your
gave it
co-host.
just about best movie of the year that year. It
And
was
what did
one
you
of
think
my
about
Juno?
favorites. I really enjoyed Juno. I thought it was a really good.
I
little
really
film.
enjoyed a lot of aspects of Juno. the first 15 minutes has got to go. I don't know if I've said this on the show before.
I didn't really get.
Oh,
I really
it's
enjoyed that whole
because
film.
The dialogue was too in your face at the beginning, and Rainn Wilson.
People
as
love
much
that,
as I
though.
love
People
him
love
in The
it.
Office. That scene did not work for me. Every line he said sounded so forced
Canned.
and awful to me.
Sounds
Yeah.
kind of can.
So
The people
it
I
just-
liked in
it
that
just
movie
gave
were
me
Jason
the wrong
Bateman.
vibe going
Michael
into the
Cera.
movie.
Jason
Then you get
Bateman,
Jason
Michael
Bateman.
Cera was okay.
Michael
J.K.
Cera was
Simmons.
Michael Cera.
Yeah.
We said on our show too. Like Scott and I both really would love to see Michael Cera step out of the box and do something we've never seen him do.
Well, now I guess he's coming out in that Harold Ramis comedy about the Bible, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's doing something he's never done before. Well,
Yeah.
I
Is he
mean,
going to
I
be
guess.
an awkward Judah priest?
Yeah, exactly.
Judas priest, I'm sorry.
Judas Iscariot? Is that who you mean?
I mean whoever the band is.
I think you're confused.
Oh, okay. I got
I mean
it.
whatever my wedding song was.
Judas Priest would be the band.
But yeah, I was not a fan of Juno, and it feels weird repeating because we were talking about it earlier, but it was overhyped much in the same way My Big Fat Greek Wedding was.
I really try so hard not to listen to any damn hype because I don't read reviews of anybody else's before I see films. I try to.
I
Not
don't
even-
I don't
not
let it
even Ebert?
affect
and I
me.
don't, not even Ebert, and I don't even really give a shit what anybody says about movies. If somebody who, even if Roger Ebert was like, this movie was garbage and I liked it, and we go on the show and I loved it, I'll straight up be like, no, I loved it and this is why. I don't think that
Well, you
the
gotta be
hype should.
honest.
Yeah, I don't think the hype should affect. It's like not liking a band because they're popular. Like you have to
I
stick
hate
by your
that. I
guns.
hate
You have to
that.
stick by your guns. Just because a band became popular just means that there's enough other people out there that agree with you.
I don't let hype like that bother me when I go in to see Juno. I think it was more after I saw it. I mean, I definitely was aware of everyone saying this was a great movie. I didn't go in saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking hate it because whatever, I'm alternative." I wanted to
I
like it,
believe
but
emo is the term.
it was so much like I was amazed when I saw Clerks because it had the exact same dialogue in it,
Witty
but
repartee.
way more realistic visually.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and I see Juno, and it's just rehashed, and then so maybe then I did let the hype get to me. It was nominated for fucking Best Picture.
Yeah.
That's
Best
true.
Picture.
And
Oh
Well,
you know
my
what?
fuck the
Worse than that,
Academy,
Jason
first of all.
Reitman was
Diablo
nominated
Cody.
as director,
Yeah. I don't.
as best director,
and Diablo Cody wins,
and now
Best
she's writing a
screenplay.
vampire movie. Why not, right?
Is that the one with Megan Fox? for
Jennifer's
topless
Body.
photos?
Yeah,
Jennifer's
Jennifer's
Body.
body. I'll look at Jennifer's
Did you
body.
see those topless photos that came online?
I did. That just makes me lose respect for actresses when they do that.
What are
As
you
much as I
talking
want to
about?
see their tits, I just I
Oh,
don't know.
man.
She's,
she's
barely
hot.
an actress.
Well, okay.
Don't call her an
You-
actress.
you
She's
know who-
only an actress because she's so hot.
You know who she's getting married to? Brian Austin Green.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me sad inside.
You know what makes me sad inside?
90210, the rebooted
Scarlett
series.
Johansson's married now.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
To Ryan Reynolds, correct?
Yes, what an
point.
asshole.
Yeah.
I like Ryan Reynolds. What an asshole, though. He totally just took her off the market. I was totally going to move in on that.
Really?
That was my plan,
What
yeah.
was your plan? What's your opening line to a Scarlett Johansson?
Hi.
I heard she broke up with Josh Hartnett to go on a date with Matt.
Yeah, she did, and I couldn't be there, so I had to shoot the Movie Guys podcast.
That's a sad excuse.
Yeah, right?
God,
Dedication to
isn't-
my work.
Isn't
right there,
Scarlett
folks.
Johansson and not even strictly physically? Isn't she just sexy in Match
Yes.
Point?
She's sexy all the time.
Match Point
Match Point.
specifically?
She was, yeah, she really was
definitely.
sexy in that
Great
movie.
acting in that movie.
I fell in
I
love with her
haven't
in
seen
Lost in Translation. Honestly, I thought she was just adorable as all hell in that movie.
I'm not so into that movie. A Love Song for Bobby Long. I love. That's a weird
Oh, I don't
movie
know.
It
that I
is a-
just stumbled upon.
Have you not
and
seen
I just loved it.
Johnny Travolta's in that movie.
It's really
Oh, yeah?
good, Matt.
He's really good
I
in that movie,
suggest
and
it.
I don't usually like John Travolta too much. I mean,
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, obviously, but
Well, and Bolt.
give a sh-
You're going to like him in Bolt, I'm sure.
yeah, Bolt, of course.
Of course.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
That's a mystery that will remain unsolved.
Can you give us a tease, Matt? What are the newest movies you're reviewing on your show?
We just shot episode 34 this evening, and we reviewed good old Max Payne, the video game adaptation. We reviewed. We didn't review.
Whoa,
we did
whoa. Before you go on, what did you think of Max? Or can you not tell us?
I can tell you.
Okay.
I'm
This
gonna
will-
get. I'm gonna
your
guess
show
you
will probably
gave it
go
a
before
7.
mine.
7.
You're close. I give it a 6.5.
Okay.
6.5?
Well, I mean, I think the people that are going to enjoy it most are the people who have played the games and enjoyed the games, because there were enough references and like stylistic.
So, not me.
So probably not you. Yeah, it was a fun movie, and I enjoyed what they did with it. It could have definitely been so much more. The concept was really interesting, and they could have
Did
really
Mark
done some stuff
Wahlberg
with
talk
it.
to any animals during this movie?
It depends on what you consider animals, but no, he should
Mila
have.
Kunis, she's a fox.
Oh, is
Oh,
she
I
in
mean,
that movie?
Mila Kunis is in
Yeah.
it. Olga Kurylenko's in it, which is even better because Olga Kurylenko's really effing hot.
I don't know
didn't
who
have to
that
say
is.
effing. I didn't have to say effing, but I did. I did that time. I bleeped myself out. No, she was in Hitman. She was the chick in Hitman,
Okay, was that also based on a video
which
game?
wasn't as good. Wasn't very, very good. But
Let's talk about-
she's also gonna be in the new Bond movie. So
Has there been a really good movie based on a video game?
Silent Hill,
Really?
easily
We
the
talked
best
about
video
Silent
game.
Hill today.
Easily the best video game adaptation as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what anybody else thinks. Christoph Gans did an amazing job visually, and that movie was just perfectly Silent Hill.
Wow. Is it? I'm not asking to be an asshole. I don't know what it's about. Is it zombies though?
No, Silent Hill is more about like some sort of hell than anything. It centers around like really dark, hellacious kinds of things and being trapped in. I mean, that's really basically hell. I mean, you're trapped in this place where all kinds of horrible things have happened, and things that are inside of Silent Hill are always like just really messed up and weird and creepy.
Is that the movie where Dennis Hopper plays King Koopa?
I think you're thinking of Waterworld.
Waterworld, okay. God,
That's right, that was Waterworld.
Has like kind of the same makeup in those two movies.
He kinda does.
Super Mario and-
Maybe it was Swingvote you're thinking of. Actually, now that I think about it, could have been
Super Mario
Swingvote.
Brothers as a movie, really.
I wish somebody remake it. To be honest
Did
with
they
you.
make a part 2?
No,
They should have. Holy crap! I'd have seen it.
They did
If
not.
they did make a part 2 right now,
John
I hope
Leguizamo.
would still
Wait,
be a
Yeah,
part.
absolutely.
I'm
was
almost.
Luigi.
He was.
I'm almost convinced they did make a part 2 with completely
No.
new actors.
No way, no
Oh,
way.
straight to video, maybe. I
No,
doubt it. Then.
that'd be awesome. I want to see it.
Yeah, remember Yoshi? When
Oh, yeah.
CGI, before CGI was invented, that
Yeah.
was painful.
Barely
Yeah.
in it. That was so annoying. I
Yeah.
remember. I remember even back then. How old were we when that movie came out?
I was in the
9?
8th grade, I believe.
No.
No.
I remember being
older than
annoyed that some kid went, "It's Yoshi."
that. I remember being annoyed that Bob Hoskins was in it and it wasn't Roger Rabbit.
I remember thinking. I don't know where I was going with that. I give up. I was gonna ask Nick this one. Do you remember when Wizard came out?
Wizard,
And-
starring Fred Savage?
Yeah, and they were gonna like show at the end.
What
there
a
was
fucking
at,
great
at the
movie.
end. At the end, there was gonna be like footage of Super Mario Brothers 3. I was
Oh,
so
yeah,
stoked.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they play
Remember?
Super Mario 3 at
Yeah,
the end.
and I was like, oh my god, you're gonna actually see this
It's a
game
sneak
before it
whole
comes
thing
out.
is just a huge plug.
It was
for,
a huge
Nintendo
plug for
and
Nintendo.
You know who the girl was in that movie, don't you?
I don't remember
was that
uh,
Carrie Green?
No, it's Jenny Lewis, now of Rilo Kiley fame.
who. What?
Rilo Kiley?
Rilo Kiley is a band. You guys are way older than me, apparently, PJ.
I know nothing of it.
No idea. We've discussed. Pete doesn't like music.
PJ, Rilo Kiley, she was the girl in that movie. You know, she yelled rape when her boobs got touched or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
It happens
and
so often.
She's really hot now.
Is she?
And she's a singer of that band. And you know who else is in that band? Is the guy that played,
Fred Savage.
no,
Ben
the
Savage.
guy that played Pinsky in Salute Your Shorts. And
Wow.
also Boy Meets
Really?
World.
Oh, I know that guy's name. It is.
The guy from Rilo Kiley, correct.
Definitely don't.
yeah. I can't think of it.
So
right
it's like
now.
two weird
Danny-
child stars in
Danny
this
something.
band. It's really crazy.
Danny something. Well, that's interesting.
Is it
That movie used to make me cry.
The Wizard?
Yeah. Is it weird that when I watch movies like that, like let's say there's a movie like in that his sister was dead or something like that, and he carried pictures of her, grandpa died. I wanted that to happen to me. Like I guess because I always wanted to be in a movie. Like I'm like, why can't I have a sister that dies and then I'll be
You
like
know what?
in
I
this
kind of know what
movie?
you're talking about because I remember before Mom and Dad got
Like,
divorced.
what if Nick died on his way home? How different would my life be?
Right. Before Mom and Dad got divorced, we thought they would get divorced like every year.
Uh-huh. On our
and
birthdays.
sorry to get into family stuff, Matt. I know this is a movie show. But yeah, so Mom and Dad, I remember I used to imagine what it would be like if they were divorced.
Yeah.
I thought it was so fascinating and lively that there could be a chance that we'd spend some nights at Dad's and some nights at Mom's.
Yeah.
And then
You're
it
really
didn't happen until
starved
after
for-
we were 18.
Yeah,
so we were fucked anyway.
no,
You're really
we were
starved
not
for
18.
adventure, weren't
you? I was 18.
I wasn't 18. I was still on my own, but not 18. Oh, sorry, Mom. Write us an email.
And now that Barry's here, this is a random memory, but I remember talking about that to him once back when I was 16, 17, and he says something to the effect of, would you really be so bad off?
Yeah. Why don't you
Mom and
want
Dad were not
this?
happy people, and we weren't good kids.
Yeah.
Well-raised kids.
Yeah.
And that turned out really well for you.
What the?
He needs a cigarette.
Whatever.
I'm a big fan of PBR. It's
a mainstay.
It is.
Have you guys seen Mainstay, starring PBR?